morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to Rockin' the Heat. Another car side video on the way to work. I thought we could do a little story time. And last night, feel like I've been struggling thinking about stories, but the thing is, I just gotta pay attention to what I'm talking about when I'm telling other people stuff, because I was talking to Tony Reeves, Uncle Blue, and all of a sudden I was saying stuff like, oh yeah, back when I used to, or back when I did this, or back when, and I was like, oh wait, I'm thinking about more stories now. So today is about back when I worked at a honey extraction plant. And so for the first half of the summer I was, oh look out, chipmunk! Oh jeez, almost ran over a chipmunk. He got out of the way though. Anyways, so for the first half of the summer I did something else, but we'll talk about that at some other story. The second half of the summer I needed a job, and one of my good friends, Alan, I won't say his last name, but one of my good friends, Alan, his stepdad worked a honey extraction facility. Not a huge one, but I don't know. Anyways, I don't really know how to compare size-wise, but it was a decent size. We had 3 or 4 extraction, I think, centrifugal extraction machines. I want to say 4. I can't remember for sure. Anyways, it was a pretty small room where the bins were. They're a pretty big diameter, tall, and basically what brought me into this story was talking about hot temperatures that we've experienced, and I said that I had experienced some pretty hot temperatures, and I said back when I worked at the honey extraction facility. The reason why is because when all the hives come in, I'm sure you've seen hives sitting out in the fields and stuff, they'll go out, pick the hives, put them on a truck, bring them back, and then we'll unload them. Like, they'll be stacked really high. They'll be really heavy sometimes. It's actually kind of intense. It was some decent manual labor, loading and unloading hives. Anyways, so we'd unload and put them in a warm room. And that warm room, if I recall right, was about 130 degrees and just humid and sticky. And there's bees all over the place. Yep, it was intense. But so that we had like a two-way swinging door to that room. We'd go in there with a dolly. I almost hit another chipmunk. Jeez, they're all over the place. We'd go in there with a dolly, grab some hives, bring them back out, and then we would unload the hives, and then you put them vertically inside these centrifugal, around the perimeter of these centrifugal extraction drums, and then you crank those up, and then they spray hot steam into them to keep everything hot and loose, and then as it spins it sucks it to the wall, runs down the wall, down the funnel that's at the bottom of the drum, into a tube, and that tube runs down to a separator, and the separator separates the raw from the liquid, and so the comb and other chunks of bits and whatnot. So basically all of the honey that gets extracted, the raw honey, goes down, and it might be still considered raw honey after this, but anyways, it goes down into a hole where there's a big disc that spins. And so you can imagine putting something in the middle of this spinning disc, and it's slowly working its way to the outside, and then it gets flung out to the wall. So basically, as it comes down, it gets flung out to the wall of this also spinning drum, and the spinning drum holds all of the solids to the wall, and all the liquid runs down. And so then that's how it kind of separates it. And every morning we'd have to scrape the walls of that clean. But man, talk about good fresh honey, guys. Sometimes we would take samples for sure, as you can imagine. And holy moly, I love me honey. Yeah, so the temperatures in the actual extracting room were never really below 110, if I recall right. Maybe first thing in the morning it was pretty low, but regardless, it was always really warm in there. There was a bug zapper on the wall, like a pretty industrial sized one, and that thing was always zapping, like huge. You guys are probably wondering how many times I got stung. I got stung once while working there, and it wasn't even in the extracting room. It was in the office building, which is not even attached to the same building. It's off across the road, or across the way. We were inside there. There's a bee trapped inside, and it decided to sting my neck. I don't get affected by bee stings, thankfully. I barely even swell up. I get just a little bit of a spot, you know, that you can see. I do feel it, and it does definitely stings and feels really annoying, but I don't swell up or do anything like that, so I feel pretty fortunate, because I know people who are allergic to bee stings, and that's no fun. My buddy who actually got me the job there, Alan, whose stepdad owns the place, I guess he's slightly allergic, because he does swell up pretty good. He got stung on his cheek, and his whole face was swelled up pretty good. He looked pretty goofy. But yeah, so worked at the honey extraction plant for a little bit for the rest of the summer. Never went back there. Can't remember how much I got paid. The days were pretty long. If I remember right, they were definitely at least 10-hour days, and I can't remember if we worked 7 days a week, or no, we definitely didn't work 7 days a week. It would have only been 5 days a week. I couldn't remember if we worked 410s or not, but I don't think so. I think we worked long hours. It was decent pay, but I was young, you know, young labor pay sort of thing, you know. But we had fun. We one of his older stepbrothers worked with us. Well, the other brothers and stuff worked there too, but they would cycle through going out and picking hives and working inside the extraction plant with us. And we would just crank up the music and just try to be goofy, keep things fun, because I'm sure a lot of you guys who have been in manual labor just know, I mean, manual labor is tough, and sometimes you gotta just really grit your teeth, but and a lot of other jobs you kind of have to just grit your teeth and get shit done. But the more you kind of just be crazy, just kind of forget about some of the stresses with the job and just be goofy, and the more you can laugh, the lighter hearted you can stay. Sometimes it just makes the day that much easier. But yeah, we would crank up the tunes and jam and just laugh and and have some fun, all while trying to stay productive. But yeah, that was a busy time. That was a busy summer for me. It was good times though. I can't remember if I had my motorcycle at the time. I don't think. Well, no, I had a motorcycle at the time. I couldn't remember if I was riding it to or from work. Man, I just remember leaving work sticky, like everything. Your shirt gets stiff because it gets full of basically vaporized honey, and yeah, there's steamed up honey. It's just the whole air is so sticky. I'm surprised my lungs didn't like start to stick and feel funny. But yeah, that was a pretty fun summer, guys. I will be back to tell the first half of that summer, actually, what job I did with that and how that went because that was a learning experience for me, that's for sure, in more way than one. Let's say I learned a lot about some people and getting into that job. But anyways, thanks for stopping by. I'll be back at you guys, I think, later today with a sauce review. Not positive, but I think so. So, all right, guys. Oh yeah, just to let you know, it's at the end of the week, or it's the end of the video. If you're still hanging on, it's the end of the week. I'm not sure if I'm going to have any more videos, as I'm going to be traveling after today. So if I don't, I don't, and I'll see you guys either Sunday night or Monday morning with a fresh set of shades. All right, guys, rock on.